what's going on? It is Barb Meets World, and we are here to discuss the Real Housewives of Potomac's Season 9, Episode 7, which is entitled Hard Launch, Soft Landing, okay? But as always, before we jump into all of that, y'all go ahead, hit that like button for me. It definitely helps me and my channel in terms of the algorithm and helps me attract new subscribers such as yourself. So go on ahead and help a girl out if you do not mind. Also, if you are not a subscriber yet, not sure what you're waiting for, but go ahead, hit that subscription button and become a Barb's babe. We would love to have you. Also, upon conclusion of this here live, why don't you drop down in those comments and let me know your thoughts, opinions, etc., on not only the episode, but my commentary as well. And so you know, every single time I make an upload, hit that notification bell and look down there to the share button and share me with all of your folks, okay? And here we are. Hey, y'all. What's going on? Happy Monday. It's the start of a new week, okay? Well, work week. Technically, the first day of the week is Sunday. Y'all know what I mean. But yes, this episode, honestly, this episode in particular is probably the first time I've gotten like the whole filler vibe a little bit. It gave me filler just a touch, y'all. Not gonna lie, it gave me filler just a touch. But nonetheless, I still enjoyed it. I'm still gonna, come down here and talk to you guys about it because that's just what we do week after week after week. Okay. Mia, if I am not mistaken, I recall saying that I was absolutely disinterested in seeing this whole her Inc. storyline. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, I remember last season when we started to catch wind that this is probably going to be on our TVs this season. Like, we're probably going to dive into this area of her life. I was like, very disinterested, didn't want to see that. I would much rather watch paint dry, but not surprised that this is what we're watching. Move away from me with this, please. But you know what, whatever, let's just jump into it, y'all. So first thing we get actually is between Stacey and TJ. Another person who we have to talk about. Okay. So she's in her bachelorette pad and he's in town. They're gonna do like this little paint situation that she has set up, and she's like, whoever wins gets something good. Right. Okay. Yeah. So his version of something good is going to the track and working out with her. Y'all, please. Have you guys gotten a hold of Stacey yet to let her know that this man is not interested in her? Because time after time, whenever he's either on the phone, on a FaceTime, on a screen, like whatever, there has not been one time that I've seen this man show energy towards her that lets me know that he's interested in her. And by no means am I a fortune teller, am I a relationship coach or anything like that, y'all. I'm just a regular girl, and I just don't see it for this. I don't see it for this relationship. I don't friendship, however they want to freaking put it, whatever. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? Happy Monday. Always a good time when Kevin is in those comments, y'all. But she, on the other hand, she wants to give him a spa day. And he didn't really seem too interested in that, which I was like, you could pass it over here because I am down for a spa day any day of the week, y'all. Anyway, so they paint or whatever, wasn't too interested. He was just like more focused on teaching her how to like puncture the cap, how to use the puncture cap, y'all know, than he was in actually flirting with her. And she actually had to let him know, like, hey, like, knock, 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 I'm trying to flirt with you. Like, how awkward is that? Like, I don't know. I like to think I am humble. I like to think I have a lot of humility about myself, but you could never drag me up on this screen and have me playing in somebody's face who's let it be known through their energy, through their actions, that they not really feeling me. Couldn't be me, but Stacey's a better one than I could ever be. So I'm gonna let her continue to get that off. Okay. Stacey and TJ are merely playing the audience. Yeah. And I'm like, why you gotta do that to me? Why you gotta do that to us? Like, Stacey, you're a beautiful woman. You are a successful woman. I think you have great energy. I think that you seem to be an intelligent woman. Go get you somebody else, because it's like, at this point, y'all let me know. Remind me again the specific reason why she is ending her marriage. I don't remember how she explained it, but it's obvious that they, guess, to sum it all up, they want two different things, I guess, at this point in life, right? So it's just like, with that being said, I feel like she's trying to conform and twist and turn and mold herself into like this box. Like, if this is, I wish I had a prop right now. See, I ain't got no props today. Like, what am I doing? Anyway, she's too busy trying to like put herself into this little jar of like TJ. And it's just like, girl, like, why I would never do that. Like, I would never leave something that is not serving me, that's not making me happy, that I've been in for 16 years, right? I would never leave that type of situation to then jump into another situation where I cannot fully, live and thrive and be how I want to be. And I say that because she said in here, she does admit that it's been a challenge for her to be celibate this past year. So you're not completely living how you want to live right now. Why would you, like, you might as well just stay in the marriage if you're gonna deal with stuff that you don't really fully want to deal with. But hey, you like it, I love it. You see something in him, I don't, but that's your business at the end of the day. What else was said after they paint and everything? Those paintings look wild, but okay. That's fine. Afterwards, he asks her what's going on with the divorce and mediation. She gives him the rundown. He smiles and says that he's happy that she's starting the process and everything. It's like, I really try to give him the benefit of a doubt with that, because I'm like, okay, maybe he's not fully leaning into her because he's thinking like, okay, like she's still like legal, like she's still married. They might be separated. She might have this bachelorette pad, that she, be at or whatever from time to time. But ultimately, she is still married. And, I understand that sometimes that's an uncomfortable situation for people to be in. I understand that sometimes people don't want to take it to that next serious level until the ink is, dried and all that good stuff. But y'all, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm only basing this off of like what I'm picking up. And last time I checked, according to the comment sections, I'm not the only person that's picking this up between them. So it is what it is. I did appreciate how he didn't like get nasty or get offended by what she told him about how like the other women were asking about their relationship and voicing their thoughts and all of that about the like peculiarities of their relationship. I like how he just was like, you know what? Well, I'm cool with whatever they want to think. But let's just keep that same energy until they actually meet me and, meet me for themselves and stuff like that. I thought that was nice. Because some people might have felt like, other people would have felt offended, would have felt some type of way. Like, oh, they talk about me. Like, you never know what you're going to get on these types of shows. So anyway, and he says that they're all making fun of God. Right. Moving on. We go over to Ashley's house. She's creating like this backyard dining spread situation for her, Gizelle, and Karen. And I knew I forgot to do something. So I wanted to get a screenshot of her setting that bucket of drinks on the table, because like I'm not trying to be a nitpicker, y'all, but you guys know, like, y'all know I'm weird and I like to pick up on different stuff sometimes that sometimes people don't like really focus on. I was just like, all these drinks and stuff. It was like, I get it. You want an assortment of beverages for people because you never know what their preferences are. And Karen she's not really drinking right now. So we want to have all of the non-alcoholic beverages possible present. But I was just like, these just some drinks that she just like pulled out because it was all mismatched and just random different bottles, different cans, different this, that, and other thing. I'm like, actually, that just looked like all of the kids' snacks and the random stuff that she had in her fridge. And she was like, production was like, yeah, you guys are about to shoot this scene at your house. And she was like, oh, and like was like, okay, and scene. Like, girl, because y'all, not even just the drinks. She had like some muffins, some croissants. I saw some fig Newtons, some nuts, some strawberries, popcorn. I was like, it was giving unassembled charcuterie situation. Hey, they like it. Once again, I love it, but I was just so confused by the spread. Nonetheless, so when Gizelle first gets there, Gizelle got there first, and they check in with one another for a second. And this is actually when Ashley informs Gizelle that her mom has a blockage in her heart right now. So that's why she's kind of like, she's been on her health kick. She's been trying to get her mom on the health kick. And I was like, okay, that's never a good thing to hear. We may, make our jokes about Sheila, about Ashley, but it's never a good thing to hear that type of, medical news and stuff. So I was like, okay, I understand this won't be the last time we probably hear about this, because last time I checked, Ashley, you have nothing else going on. So now I guess, your mom's health will be a part of your storyline again. Okay. And so when Karen gets there, of course, Ashley is trying to act like she really cares about Karen and what she's going through. And like, she's just trying to, be there as a friend and all that. And, I'm just so happy to see you smiling, Karen. Ashley, that was her way of being messy, getting it started. We all know Ashley's antics. It's been 9 seasons at this point. Nothing is new, right? Okay. So she's like, I haven't seen you since like Norman. And Karen, she's just like, well, I was disappointed in how Mia and Jacqueline came at her about the whole drunken phone calls, or the whole like rehab thing. Mostly that was it, the rehab thing. And she was like, Mia's a liar, because last time I checked on her YouTube channel, she admitted to having, that opioid addiction issue. So right off the bat, Gizelle calls it. And once again, I cannot discredit Gizelle in this episode really at all. I'm like I be wanting, I ain't no hater, but I feel like Ashley's food display was not it. I was, is that just me? I'm like, what is going on with it? And y'all like, I like to get down. I am a foodie for real. So I was like, girl, like when you come to my house, like you gonna eat good. Because if I can there's a couple things I can do in life, and I know for a fact I can dress and I can cook you out your kitchen. So you will eat good when you come to my house. I can't say the same for Ashley's house, but anyway, moving on. Ashley ain't got no empathy. There's not one empathetic bone in Ashley's body at all. Shout out to the 10 people watching on X. Make sure you guys come over here to YouTube and hit the like button. Let's have you join in the conversation in the comment section, all that good stuff. So Karen says, so you strike at me, I strike at you, and she will finish it. She's not eating. She's waking up at 3 a.m. And so then when Gizelle asked her, like, so is it a trial? Like, what is the here? Like, what is this exactly? She's like, can't talk about it. I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing about it. And like I was just saying, Gizelle is quick to call Karen out for deflecting, not a couple times in this scene, and she wasn't wrong for that. And I get it. At the same time, it's like, you try to spray me with my tea, I spray you with your tea. Like, it's always that's the game. It's always, even if it wasn't this situation, even if it wasn't her trying to deflect from an offense as serious as the charges she's facing right now, I would still say the same thing, which is, Karen, you're deflecting, and we know you're deflecting. and you're trying to mask it in the fact that this show is heavily based upon bringing up somebody else's mess and situations and you know the less than proud moments in a person's life. And she brings up Jamal and how Gizelle didn't let her know that he's engaged, and Gizelle was honestly like, it's because like that's not even where my mind's at anymore. Like honestly, I wasn't even thinking about it. She talks about how the girls were kind of like, okay, like a little taken aback because last time they checked, the lady was just a friend. Now she's a fiance, but Gizelle does say that she's happy for him. No hard feelings there. She actually says this is something she's been encouraging him to do for years because, and this is another great thing that I have to agree with Gizelle on. She says that pastors and politicians need to be married. And I actually tweeted that, and a lot of people shared in that sentiment. And that's something I've definitely said, more so on the political side. And that's because for whatever reason, people love to place people's value. People like to determine someone's qualifications based, like they use that as a qualifier. Are you married? Okay, cool. In certain positions in life. And I think that's gross, but that's just socially like where it's always kind of been. So she definitely had a point in saying that. What else happened in this scene that is important to note? Oh, then Karen moves it on over to wanting Gizelle to be happy and wanting her to have a partner and all of these things. Continues to deflect. And Gizelle was like, and y'all, we give Gizelle the blues. We've given her the blues for so many years, so many seasons now about her love life or lack thereof, or her always having something to say about somebody else's relationship or man or something, but last time I checked, she ain't got one. And that's really like not even a read. And I say that to say exactly what I'm about to explain in this situation, which is Gizelle has no desire to get remarried, and I love that for her. And that's coming from somebody who is married. Like, I can fully say right now that, like, if I was to end my marriage, like not be in my marriage anymore, like, I don't know, like, I can see myself being just fine in life, not remarrying. And that's not because I hate marriage or anything like that. I just don't think that you should, like, just mold your life around, you know, marriage, or I don't think that you should mold your life around feeling like you need to have somebody or whatever. And I love the way Gizelle put it. She was like, you know, basically somebody has to come in and like, yeah, we got fun, we could kick it, we could do this, we could do that, but like as far as getting married or whatever, walking down the aisle, like, she's good on that. And I love that for her. And I wish a lot of other people would do that too. Like, you could still date, you could still have people or whatever, but after a certain point, like once you kind of have established your life for after a certain like thing, how you want it, like it's okay to totally feel like that's not something you want anymore. I get it. Totally fine. Speaking of wedding, Pastor Jamal and his new wife's wedding looked like a scene from Wicked. She, beautiful woman, can't take that from her at all. They seem to be very, very happy and thriving, but those outfit choices were very interesting. She opted for like a jumpsuit type of trained jumpsuit type of situation. Then she had an outfit change. I can't remember what the other outfit was. Very interesting, but I don't know. Y'all know if this is the new wife's first marriage or what? I'm not sure. Obviously this isn't Jamal's first marriage. And I do agree that, or I do understand that sometimes when people get remarried, or, you know, after a certain point in life, you're just like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it how I want to do it. Like, you don't always have to have, you know, the big old white gown and the church and this is like, you don't have to do that. I get it. It looks different for everybody. But I was like, oh, okay. Not what I was expecting, but Once again, y'all like it. I love it. That was funny. I wasn't even looking at him because I was just so focused on her and like, wow, this is an interesting get up that you have on. Yeah, maybe they did use maybe they were like extras in Wicked and then they just came straight from there to shut up. Anyway, be quiet, Johnny's. Anyway, very interesting though. What else we got? Next up, we have Wendy. They're having a family outing. She's out to eat in celebration of her oldest graduating and going to middle school. And then her daughter is graduating preschool and going to kindergarten. So, we got to get together. We got to go out to eat. Yay, yay, yay. She's an extra proud mama today. And her mom just like continuously tried to like make it about her and was just doing a lot. Like she always is. Her mom was doing a lot, y'all, in this scene for me. I can't even lie. But she's clearly okay with it. I get it. A lot of it has to do with cultural dynamics. I fully understand that. But the real topics here, okay. Besides all that, the real topics here, I should say, or actually, no, we don't even jump to that. I can't glaze over the fact that I do understand, especially as certain people's parents, like parents get older and stuff like that. Like this is something I've even, had to think about and whatnot. Like, okay, as my parents get older, as my mom gets older, or whatever, like what's the plan gonna be? They gonna move with me? Like what's I get it. I definitely get it. But her mom was very much she was on an entitled kick in this scene, if you ask me, talking about some, allowances and stuff. And Wendy sure did Venmo her $500. And she was like 4 days late. I'm like, so does Wendy's sister also give her money? And fine, if that works for you, that's completely fine. But I'm gonna assume that she's always there to watch them grandkids sometimes, or to be present grandma when she needs to or something. Like I don't know, it's just weird a little bit for me. Hey Kimmy, I love me some Kimmy Nicole. Now it makes sense why Eddie's family does not fool with Wendy's family. Wendy's demeanor would turn anyone off. It is the entitlement for me. You mean her mom's demeanor or just like her demeanor? I get it. Obviously, Wendy can come off to a lot of people sometimes like she's bragging and it's always 4 degrees, and all that stuff like that. But like, I don't know, like I can understand. I still feel like it'd be like humble brags with Wendy, or like I do understand like her where she comes from and all that sometimes. But yeah, her mom, it was just like, it was a lot. And at first I was also kind of taken aback because I was like, wait, as they get into because that's where it goes, y'all. So from after the whole allowance thing, Wendy brings up how we're getting closer to her birthday party. We're still hearing about the birthday, y'all. And y'all peeped how Eddie was like, yeah, this is kind of starting to look like a second wedding. So funny. But y'all, that's where the conversation goes when Wendy kind of says like, yeah, the party, I kind of wanted the whole family there and everything, which means parents and siblings. But unfortunately, the siblings only trust the parents to watch their kids. So it's just like, it's going to be like an either or, situation. And her mom, I feel like instead of responding like how she did in the first place, which was like, oh, thank you. Oh, finally. Oh, great. She was like, what did she say? She didn't say I can't stand them. I think she said, I don't trust them. Yeah. She was like, she didn't trust them or something along those lines. And I was just like, see, now I'm starting to think that you being cool in the first place was an act. to like gain, to make yourself look, like the mature, forgiving one in the situation. And then now your reaction, I feel like, is based upon the fact that you probably also thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play it nice and stuff like that, because there's no reason for me to get angry because they probably not gonna show up anyway. Ha ha ha, he he he. Only for us to move forward now and see that no, it's very much a real possibility that they might actually show up at this party. So I feel like she's really starting to show how she feels now based on that fact. But all in all, the only thing I was thinking about, regardless, is the fact that Eddie has always seemed like a person who's mild-mannered, happy Eddie. He's always smiling, always seems like a cool dude. Doesn't really ever really, have anything crazy, to say, going on, anything like that. He's just a pretty cool dude, in my opinion. So it's obvious, at least to me, and especially how he was speaking in this situation, that I feel confident in saying he doesn't regret his marriage. He doesn't regret his kids or anything like that. I feel confident in saying that, but you can still tell that this is he still has that hurt deep down inside, and that he's genuinely like hoping that this works out, and he's wanting to rekindle this and stuff like that. Like, as Wendy said, they've not only have they missed the wedding, they have also missed his he graduated from law school. They were not involved in that. They haven't even formally met their kids. And so I just hope this is everything that he's wanting, because ultimately, like, I feel like that's the person's feelings that are, intertwined in all of this, like the most. Like, that's a different type of connection between them. But at the same time, yeah, because like y'all, I love to say multiple things can be true at the same time. That's never to negate the fact that Wendy, y'all are better than me, because I would not see it for these people. These people not know their grandkids. You had Cameron is now going into kindergarten, and you still have not really formally, been a part of my children's lives and stuff like that. Like, you got one time to do me like that. And by that, I mean, you got one, like the whole wedding, like you got one time to show me that you really don't put me like that. And you're good. I'm good. I am good for life, baby. I promise you I am. So they're better than me. But at the same time, this is a decision that they've decided to embark on and stuff like that. I just hope that it is everything that he's hoping that it is. And forget what Wendy's mom had to say. Anyway. And it's like, every time this is brought up, I don't know why I always, like, in my mind, because, obviously they're both Nigerian, whatever. I always, for some reason, then imagine that his entire family is still there and not here. And for some reason, I'm not saying that makes their decision to, cut their son and, grandchildren or brother, whatever, however you're going to put it. I'm not saying that makes it any better that they, are here in the States or anything like that. But it just, I don't know, it adds a whole other level of just nastiness for me, at least, because I'm like, okay, I still would never do that, but I could at least understand maybe even a little bit more if they were still over, in Nigeria, a whole body of water or two in between us. Like, I could understand a little bit more, like, why, it's like maybe you did have a change of heart at one time, but you didn't even know how to go about it because you guys are, and on two different continents. Like, I could get it a little bit more, but it's like, to know that it sounds like everybody is not only in the States, but around the same vicinity. And like, you guys just didn't want to be involved at all. Like, it was that serious. I get it. That's not to belittle or talk poorly on anybody's culture, because I would never do that, like, at all. But it's just like, was it really that serious? Like, I don't know. This seems to be that seems to be a what's it called? Not topic. Why is the word escaping me right now? Whatever, insert word here. That seems to be one of the trends. I'll say that for lack of a better word right now on the Housewives right now across the board is deadbeat grandparents. We see it over there on Salt Lake City too. And I don't know. I could never do that. It could never be that serious for me. But at the same time, I can kind of understand why. I could kind of understand why there may have been some tension. I can never understand why it came to this, but I can understand why maybe there's some tension, being as though like Wendy, your mom, could be a little much sometimes. So we're just going to see how that goes. But moving right along, because I don't want to, y'all know I can bump these gums for hours. Anyway, next thing we get is between Ashley and her mom, surrounded by her kids. First things first, we be seeing her boys on the cars, on the count, like, there just be so much going on in Ashley's household with them boys. And I get it, y'all. From what I'm told, from what I've experienced as an auntie, as the fun auntie, is that, kids will bounce off of the walls. They will be all over the furniture. They will be all over the place. I get it, especially if they're, boys, apparently. But when I tell you, every single time we see her kids, they are on the counter on the kitchen island. And I counted not one, not two, not three. I counted a lot of chairs in her house. And I was just like, these boys, they stay on the island. I don't know. I never did that when I was a kid. Just saying. And I feel like that's even more of the reason why there was no hesitation in Ashley throwing her bunions up on Stacey's counter, because clearly there's no countertops are off limits in her house. So I guess she thought it was cool over in Stacey's house too. I don't know. I just had to point that out because, ma'am, like, get it together, please. Little known fact, it is common for successful children in Nigerian families to give their, that's why I'm like, I totally understood that. But at the same time, it's just like the way, I don't know, it's the way her mom goes about it that I'm just like, ma'am, like, I get it, but like, damn, like, can we just, she just all gas, no brakes every day, all day. Like, that's just tiring as hell to me. I'm sorry. It is. Mm-mm. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't see anything wrong. Like I said before, this is something I've even had to think about, like how I want to cross that bridge when my parents, get, as they're getting older and stuff like that. Like, if I could retire, especially my mom, like if I could retire her right now, I totally would. But it's just like the way that yes, as you said, it is the entitlement of all. It's just like, ugh. Anyway, back to Ashley and her mom. So her mom asked for like a divorce update, and she says that she's discussed things with her lawyer. The next step is to go to the mediator, and then hopefully they'll be signing papers as soon as June, which is a month away. It's May at this point, as we know. Her mom says that she's proud of her. And in her confessional, Ashley talks about how she lost her confidence when she first left Michael. We get that flashback of her out back with her family. I remember in 2022, and she's getting all emotional, talking about how, like, she's having like this whole meltdown, talking about how she, has to be responsible for so much now, including the well-being of her sons, and how, she's so scared and all that. And y'all, by no means do I think I'm Wonder Woman or that, I'm better than anybody or more capable than anybody else. But it's just the whole, like I just don't be feeling bad for Ashley at all in these scenes. Cause it's just like, I get it. There's going to be, you're going to go through a financial transition. It's not going to look the same and all that. I get it. Like, embarking on the unknown can be nerve-wracking, can be a little scary. Like, I get it, but it was just the whole, like, okay, and like, get it together. Sorry. Like, I don't know, maybe because both my parents are my life, but they were separated since I was 2, and being raised, by a single mom over here, like, in her mind, failure was no option. I'm used to seeing other women around me, myself included, that are like of that mindset too. Like, with or without somebody in the picture, like, I'm gonna make sure we're good. Like, even if that means getting 16 jobs or, whatever. And it's just like, she doesn't share in that same, like, go hard or go home mentality, I feel like. And that was just so annoying to me, because I'm like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, this is what happens sometimes when people are no longer with their partner. Yeah, you're going to be responsible for it, and for you, your kids, the whole thing. And it's just like, who else is going to do it? Like, you waiting for like your next knight in shining armor to come and pick you up and whisk you away and do, like, I don't know. I hope I'm explaining that right, y'all. But she's always irked the hell out of me when it came to that. Cannot get past Sheila and that's Kevin. Now, why did you have to put that picture in my mind? Because I actually saw, like, I don't know if you guys saw, I think that's her formal dining room right there next to the front door. Yeah. And if you guys like look real fast as they were walking past, I seen her like mannequin stand up there, and I seen a wig on top of the mannequin stand. And I would be lying if I told you guys I didn't like pause it real quick and try to squint and look real fast and see if that was the wig. That was, the famous wig that maybe her mom was back over there, picking back up or whatever to wear once more. Yeah, that's something that we never can let you live down, Sheila. I'm sorry, girl. Your daughter did you dirty. She did you dirty by letting you take. Well, she did herself dirty, first of all, when she wore it in that confessional, and then she did you dirty by letting you have it. But anyway, y'all. So after they talk about Ashley and her situation, her mom gives her advice, tells her that, she deserves better. She wants to see somebody who's kind to her, who's treating her right, who's, doing all the things. And Ashley's like, yeah, actually, it's funny you say that, because I actually want you to do that as well. And we find out that her mom is still with that deadbeat. And her mom, we already heard, she has her health issues right now. She works 12-hour shifts. And although dude apparently finally got a job, he's somebody who doesn't keep a job. Like, he's somebody who doesn't keep a job, and he's somebody who also is like contributing, but is still not enough. Because she actually asked that, she's like, is it enough? And she's like, mm-mm. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, I get it, Ashley. You don't want to see somebody you care about, a parent, a sibling, someone super, close to you, going down a bad path. You want them to want better for themselves, all that stuff. But like, at the end of the day, you cannot want better for somebody than they want for themselves. And you got to just love them from a distance at that point, because it sounds like you're okay with the fact that, one day, yeah, you might have to, take your mom in and fully support her again or whatever. But I hope you don't plan on taking that man in too as well. And even when you are helping her, it still is like you're kind of helping him, because it's like, if she's short on the light bill, like that's something that they mutually benefit from. So I don't know, it's just a weird situation. And also I'm like, Ashley, what do you be doing with your checks too? Because like, this whole like constant freak out, and I get it, scarcity mindset can be a hell of a thing, but at the same time, it's just like, Ashley, you've been on here for 9 seasons at this point. And to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure how many more you'll be on. But with that being said, there's no excuse. I know we've seen girls get on here for 1 season, 2 seasons, and have branded themselves and made a name for themselves so much so that, you know, they're not over here freaking out every 5 minutes about where the next check is going to come from. So I just never understand why Ashley be so like, oh, all the time. It's like, if you're doing the right stuff, then, or y'all think she just likes to keep that up because it's just like something to say? Like what why is that continuously your like this black cloud that's looming over you all the time? I just never understood that. Y'all, if you haven't already, make sure you like the video. Actually, while I get myself while we move on to this next scene, I'm gonna hit this like the video in case you guys, you know, just need a little bit more motivation. Like the video. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so move on over. It's getting closer to the party, Jassi's party or whatever, and she goes in and she sees the venue for the first time. It was a very nice setup, I will give her that. It was open bar. I have no complaints about her first event, a function, whatever, her first planned thing. Perfectly fine with that. And in her confessional, of course, she has to go on about how she's so proud of Darius, you know, after he's been honored at the White House. So I'm just like, because I give Uba over there on Roni the blues, and I give everybody the blues about it, I'm also continue to give you the blues to Jassi about it. Like the fact that like you're leaning so heavily and hard into, or you're leading, your storyline is being led by Darius and that whole thing and stuff like that. I always just want to know the girls themselves before we bring a man or this person or that person. Like, I want to know Jassi. Who is Jassi? What other businesses, what other stuff you got going on? And I know the answer to that because I follow you on Instagram, but tell the rest of the world that. Why haven't we heard about your hair extensions business that apparently I would like to hear about it? Because if y'all forgot last episode when Mama went all the way under the pool, if y'all recall, hair was still doing what it needed to do for the rest of the episode. From what I saw, she was still very much put together. So that tells me that when it comes to housewives and their, you know, hair care and hair extensions, stuff like that, that Jassi may be, you know, the number one contender, because hair was still doing what it needed to do. I might have to go look at her website or whatever. But anyway, I say that to say, why aren't you leading with that? Why is it like, oh, my man, proud of my man who, you know, wasn't really my man at one point, but was, anyway, like, y'all get me. The scene with Ashley and Sheila solidified Ashley's disdain towards Candace, being that Candace's parents financially had the means versus Ashley having to get married to Gullum for financial security. Say it again for the people in the back, Kevin. And also that scene between her and her mom solidified the fact that Ashley, you really have nothing going on. Like, you really don't have anything going on. We're going back to a seasons and seasons old storyline. Like, you're pulling, like, she pulled that storyline out the trash, y'all. Like, that has been discarded. Not even like the I shouldn't even say trash. She pulled it out the shredder box. Like, you know, like when you need to shred some stuff and you just, you know, let it pile up in a box over here, whatever. Like, that storyline with her mom and all that is so just stale and old, and that's what you're bringing up now. Like, And I seen her newest confessional look that's going to be showcased in next week's episode, and I was like, if this ain't something that I would love to see on Candace, because I know she would do it better. Anyway, Ashley ain't got shit going on. Okay, so let me hop off her and get back over here to this party. You done got me started, Kevin. So the ladies, they begin to arrive. Wish I had a picture, because a lot of people are going in online talking about they all look like they were going to different places. Gizelle, she looked, like Gizelle or whatever. They all did kind of look like they were going to different places. Wendy had like a floor length gala situation. Somebody may have been giving business like it was a lot of different outfits going on, but everybody being on a different page in this on this cast anyway, so that shouldn't be surprising, right? Hey Michelle, hey Ashley, flunked gold digger 101. Oh, poor Ashley, lol. That's her problem, not mine. Because it's like at the end of the day, if you want to do it, you need to do it right. And the fact that I can't wait until this divorce is settled, if it ever is settled, because Ashley, if you had that man climbing on top of you for all those 10 plus, however many, 7, 8, however many years they was together, you had him climbing up on you, and for what? Because ultimately, you gave him your youth, and you're left with what? I mean, obviously, that's not to knock, her kids. Like, I'm not ever going to talk about anybody's kids or anybody's kids being unwanted, but it's just like, you and your mom about to be both under the bridge, according to you, because every 5 minutes we hearing like, oh, about your finances and the fact that you're always worried where the next dollar is going to come from. Like, just, y'all don't take a page out of Ashley's book, is what I'm getting at pretty much. Anyway, So the first one to arrive with their mans is Mia. And of course, Ashley and Gizelle, they like probe him just a touch, not too much. Gizelle does shade his height in her confessional, which should have saw that coming. He is, noticeably shorter than Mia, but sometimes that just happens. Sometimes that happens. And I feel like they were both trying to like normalize this situationship the best they can, Mia and him. And if there's one thing that I can say we have learned based on the past 9 seasons of this show, if there's one thing that we can decipher, it is Gizelle's facial expressions, because Mama was like, yeah, right. She wasn't buying it at all. They were trying to wrap it up with a nice cute bow and make it sound like so normal and so just healthy and all the things, and nothing about Mia or Ink screams healthy, thriving, and normal at all. The man walks around in sunglasses half the time because he takes the fact that his name is incognito so serious. Like, goodbye. Just ridiculous. Potomac. Wait. I noticed during one of Ashley's confessionals when she said child, that is something Candace would have said. That is when the MB clicked for me. It was like in those moments I want to think like, because y'all, I don't remember everything. Obviously, y'all know, like I be asking you guys half the time to fact check me on stuff. So I just be hoping in those moments when I'm like that I'm wrong. But obviously Kevin lets me know I'm not wrong. Yeah, Ashley loves to pick up Candace's mannerisms or her type of path in life, if you will. And still try to act like she's not trying to do that. Yeah, that's real weird. And also, if I don't know if it was news before last week's episode, whatever. Shout out to Candace, y'all. She had her beautiful, healthy baby boy. From what I've heard, Mama pulled a me, because that's something I would do. She made sure that face was beat, okay, in order to meet her son for the first time. She actually was on the cover, her, Chris, and the baby were on the cover of, that was People, I want to say, People magazine. Yeah. People magazine. And Mama hasn't missed a beat from what I see, because she also made sure that she made an appearance on the Ebony 100 event. Let me see. We'll take a little pause real quick. Yeah. Mama, yeah, she was on People. I don't know if it was in the cover, I guess, but she was definitely featured in People. She looks great. Head full of hair. They look happy. I'm so glad that she was able to do this exactly how she wanted to do this, and had a healthy delivery. I love this for her. I really do. I really, really do, y'all. And I hope Bravo continues to kick themselves every single time they see an update on her life, because this definitely could have been showcased on the show if they had played their cards a little bit better. Yeah, this was her. Yes, she looks so good. And I was like, okay, body. Like, not that she ever had a bad body, or not that everybody needs to be, you know, thicker than a Snicker out here. But I was just like, okay, excuse me, because she was giving. Okay, she looks amazing. And I, you know, am grateful for whatever she decides to share with us. I thought she had like pictures at the actual red carpet. Maybe that was on her, her story. She looks so nice, right? She looks good. But okay, we'll go back over here now. Crap. Now I forgot where we were at. Where were we at, y'all? Okay, so yeah, like, it's just like so weird. Yes, thank you for saying this. I should have mentioned that they named the baby Jet Maxwell-Lee, which is very nice. I like that. It's a nice name. Potomac really kind of stale for me. You think so? Oh, I feel like, honestly, I share in and what a lot of people also think, which is that it's been giving based on the last couple seasons. That's how I felt. I wouldn't even say stale as it pertains to the last couple seasons, as much as I would say toxic, and just like I was through with having my face played in. I feel like for the last however many handfuls of seasons, I feel like it's somehow they were able to breathe new life into this franchise, and that is, my mind is still blown. Like, I would not have guessed that based off of where we left off last season. I would never have thought that we could come back and, you know, have me this entertained, but here I am every Sunday entertained. What else with this event? So yeah, Ashley and Gizelle, they're probing TJ just a little bit. Or not TJ, Ink. Gizelle shades his height. And it was just like, why? I don't want to know you. Like, I don't even want to know you. He was respectful enough and stuff, but it's just like, I don't care, because you never, and most of it's because you never know if me is lying or not. And I'm just good on it. I'm good on it, and I'm over it. So when Kay walks in, she walks in with Greg, and Jassi also tried to shade his height in the confessional. And I was like, okay, Jassi, the height police. Not too much on expectations, because based on how you look, I definitely Should I say it, y'all? I'm gonna say it. Yeah, based off of how she looked, I don't know. I would have thought that she would maybe be with somebody different looking, but here we are. Just saying. So I was like, not too much on Kay and Greg. I feel like Greg has been unknowingly having shots being fired at him low key for a couple episodes now, and I'm like, okay, when he comes out, because I hope all the guys will be there at the reunion. If he comes out guns a blazing, during this reunion and dishes out that same amount of shade to y'all, I want to hear shit, okay? Because so far, Greg hasn't bothered nobody. And with that being said, Kay takes it upon herself to get it started pretty much and address what is fresh and what is pressing on her mind to Mia. As soon as she walks in the building, she goes to Mia and she talks about how she wants to clear up some things that were said in North Carolina that didn't really sit well with her, and that being something to the effect of, or Mia said something to the effect of her man being a drug dealer, which is mad disrespectful, and he is definitely not, a drug dealer at all. Mia must have forgot that she minced her words, but it's okay because production showed us the clip back. And no, Mia, you were definitely getting your past and present. She was getting her tenses mixed up because she did frame it as though it was Keiarna's current man that she was calling a drug dealer, and crazy enough, y'all. But I have to be very honest, like I always am with you guys. Gizelle in this scene gave me something else to back her up on, which is the fact that, or I shouldn't even say back her up on, but something that I was like, wow, of all people, of all freaking people, y'all, we had freaking Gizelle, born again good girl, gone bad at one point, at once upon a time, Bryant saying to Mia and, Kay or whatever, she's saying how that man, referring to Greg, is not by any means a drug dealer. This could have been very detrimental to, him, his image, or, whatever. And I'm just like, Gizelle, of all people, you're defending somebody and like telling somebody else that they're wrong for doing, like, what? I was checking to see if pigs were flying. Just insane to me. Axing Robin has made it. Yeah, it has. It has, and it's just crazy because the way that I had suggested they slice and dice it was to get rid of Gizelle. Like, I feel like a lot of us probably were like, Gizelle. She's the main problem. She needs to go. Gizelle. And lo and behold, it seems like we were able to get rid of the because I feel like I was going to say dead weight because I feel like ultimately Robin was more dead weight than Gizelle, because I feel like Gizelle just doesn't genuinely have anything more to give than what she has going on. I really don't. I don't think she's actually holding anything back, like as much as she just doesn't have much of a life. Whereas with Robin had things that she should have brought to the forefront. Robin had things she should have spoke on. And instead of speaking on it on the show, she decided to hide it behind a paywall and think that that was just going to be okay. So no, Robin, you can go. You can leave. Who am I quoting, y'all? You can leave. Anyway. And so, yes, I couldn't agree more, Kevin. Axing Robin has made a difference. Always, I'm going to miss Candace, of course, but I will say I'm still been satisfied with who we have right now in the cast. Seems to me they are running slim on storylines, have DUI storylines on 2 separate shows. Hope Beverly Hills starts strong. I think it will. I'm not going to be reviewing Beverly Hills, but y'all always know where you can find me on my socials below. I will still live tweet. We can still, chat in the DMs or something about it or whatever. But I don't have time to take on another show, especially with Married to Medicine starting on Sunday. So we're gonna be real busy down here. But I've been enjoying it. I really have. Yes, I do feel like certain people, Ashley, could be bringing it a little bit more, but overall, I have been satisfied. I really have. Y'all let me know in the comments. We're 7 episodes in now, so let me know if you guys think the season's been giving. Have you been satisfied? Have you been dissatisfied? Either way, I want to know in those comments. And shout out to the 18 people on X that are watching. Make sure you guys come on over here to YouTube, join the channel, or subscribe to the channel, I should say. Make sure you hit the like button as well. Axing Robin has forced Gizelle to perform. Yes, to be honest, Robin was better whenever Gizelle was not around the group of ladies. I couldn't agree with that more. That's always kind of been the idea that, like, Robin, we've seen her time and time again, because Gizelle, for some reason, loves to always go to bed like early, or she be wherever she be. And Robin will get along with the other ladies for the most part. She will, get down with the get down or whatever. So, I do agree with that, but I'm good. I'm good with keeping it how it is. Minus, unless you want to get rid of like Ashley and Jacqueline, especially, I'm pretty much good with everybody else, which is insane to say that. Like, I never thought I would say that while Gizelle Bryant is still on this cast. I never thought I would say that, like, that I'm okay with, as it stands right now, going into season 10 with the same people. Insane. Okay, so what else happened in this scene? But in the end, Mia and Kay, they shake on it, because Kay isn't messy. She likes to keep it cute. So Mia gives like a backhanded apology, and I say backhanded because she was like, "Oh yeah, he referring to Greg." She's like, "Yeah, he's very much a social worker. You could tell." And I was like, that was huge shade. That was huge shade. And if I was Kay, as soon as I saw this playback or whatever, I would have clocked it right there. Maybe like for some reason she didn't hear her or didn't clue in on it, but I would have to get her together for that shade as well. But they're able to shake on it in the moment enough. And as soon as they're done, in comes Stacey and TJ. Oh my goodness. And Whitney's like, "This is Stacey's man," as she's introducing him and Eddie and all them and stuff like that. And TJ's like, yeah, like, that's right, claim that baby. I'm just like, I don't know how to take this. Stacey's like, oh my god. She's like fake walking away and stuff like that, talking about she should leave, and it's just like, I don't know how to take it. I think Gizelle was kept because she and Karen is yes. Unfortunately, despite how I've historically felt about Gizelle, yes, she isn't known as one of the faces of the franchise. I always just like to focus on Karen when I say the face of this franchise, but yeah, Gizelle is also that. Much to my dismay, for so many years, Gizelle is that as well. Yes, that was definitely shade. Yeah, like, goodbye. And in her confessional, Wendy's like, TJ is exactly what I thought he would be. And she knew immediately the moment she met him that man was not sexually active. Wendy, I'm going to need a little bit more context on it, because what exactly does she... what was she exactly referring to when she meant that? Like, obviously I can, fill in the blanks and, take from it what I wish, but I want to know specifically, what did you mean by that, Wendy? Please get back to me. And I was like, why does he have all two watches too? Like, and I get it, he's coast to coast, right? Like every other week, weekend, whatever, he comes back and forth. I get it. Like, he seems like a very like organized person, so I get it. He probably have meetings or different things, so you want to know the times. But I'm just like, you gotta wear the, like, is it really that serious though at the same time, TJ, to have two whole watches on right now in here? But whatever. And I was like, at that exact moment, I was like, you know what, scratch everything I said. I'm pretty sure that you and Stacey are actually perfect for one another, because you guys both seem to be just as kooky for Cocoa Puffs in different ways, apparently. That's literally what I was thinking. But anyway, Ashley is tacky as hell, because like, I feel like most of them were masking, like probing TJ and, asking questions about their relationship or whatever. But Ashley, like, there was like not even a separate breath in between Ashley saying like, hi, my name is Ashley, and the like, so Stacey told us you guys are blah, 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 blah. Like, there was like no breaths in between. And that's where he starts to talk about how they have such a great friendship. And Eddie was like, yes, a lot of great friendships or a lot of great relationships start off as great friendships. And Eddie, I couldn't agree more. But at the same time, I do think that is typically coupled with an attraction to that person's person, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And I just don't see that between Stacey and TJ. I'm sorry. I don't. And hey, I get it. Not everything is based on sex because, hey, TJ, me and my husband love to go to the zoo just as much as, anybody else out here. But at the same time, we also do the butt naked tango every chance we can because we're also heavily attracted to one another. And I just don't know. I don't know if you and Stacey, like, I don't know if that's what you could also say about Stacey. I don't know. I don't see it. Jacqueline came in and she came in late and we barely noticed. So moving right along. And then right after she comes in comes Darius, and he gives Jassi a hell of a kiss, of course, like, ooh, all the ladies are like, oh yeah, my man, and then Jassi gets right on her high horse of my man, and she gives a toast. He was accompanied by his friend who is a single prince. I'm like, no, so no one's gonna talk to. Who's that? No, not for me, but like that would have been, maybe if it was Ashley or someone else, like I was like, oh, okay, who are you? Hey, no, but anyway, so y'all, yeah, Jassi jumps on the mic. She makes a toast. She talks about, his experience at the White House and everything. She thanks everyone for showing up, for her amazing 3-time Super Bowl champion. She's like, and what's for you is always for you. Nobody can tell you different or take it away. Cheers to my man. That's the comment right there. That's the comment right there. Y'all, we're just going off of what we see. Stacey. I still like you, girl, but hey, I'm just questioning it. Jassi is that my man side chick. Yeah, that's what it's giving, and it sucks so bad for me, at least, because I was really liking her until she opened her mouth too much about how they got together and all that, jazz. No pun intended. Haha. But I really was seeing it for her, y'all. And then she let me down. She really did. And I'm hoping. And I even, shout out to y'all again, 19 people watching on X. I even, when I was live tweeting last night, was like, girl, I hope I'm wrong. Like, I hope that this interview that you're about to come out with actually proves us wrong. I really do. And it really does answer some of these questions we have. It makes the math, because the last umpteen times you've opened your mouth about y'all's relationship, the math is not math, sweetheart. And I hate that for you because I really liked her. She was, she was giving it to the girl. She was hanging with the girls. She was hanging with the big dogs for quite a few episodes, if you ask me. Ever since she closed that door on, she had me, as soon as she closed that door on Ashley, I was like, yes, that's my type of chick, okay? I'm not violent, y'all. I'm really not. I don't take too kindly to disrespect, and I'm always defend myself if I have to. But no, I've seen it for her since then. And then, let 2 episodes pass us by and we're looking at you crazy because, girl, what? 2 carry the 4, multiply times 12 months. Yeah, the math is still not mathing. And I really hope she gets it together in this interview, but I don't see it happening. I don't. Somebody get the baby mother on the next season, please. Anyway, so anyway, she makes that toast, yada yada yada. And after that, Mia decides to pick that bone with Karen, and this is courtesy of the information she was provided by Gizelle. And Mia says Karen has no position to come for anybody, but before Karen can even respond, Gizelle jumps in and she's like, no. So we're about to go over here. And she actually has Mia and Karen, they go to like the side table or whatever, and then they have the conversation there. What is your ex Twitter handle? So I have joined your. Oh yeah, it's scrolling across the bottom, but I can yeah, it's the exact same. BarbMeetsWorld on a Twitter. Thank you, Kevin. It's just like insane to me though that like two things once again can be true at the same time, and it's like Mia has her stuff about her, but Karen, you also have your stuff about you. So I'm glad that in the end of this conversation they were able to just, it was kind of like they had a we see each other moment, I feel like, and Karen was like, she apologized for going low, but she was not admitting that Mia took it there first. And she was like, you started, I'm gonna finish it every single time. And it's like, I get it, but I'm just like, and it was crazy because I didn't even look at Gizelle as an ish starter or anything like that for telling Mia this information. It was like the way she, like, was it church people that used to be in the church with Gizelle? Please come to the front and let us know how she was, because it's like, God damn, she knows how to play a nice role. Like, it is crazy. It is so crazy. Is this her doppelganger or something? Like, it's insane how she's been able to clean up her image. Like, completely crazy. Anyway, y'all. So yeah, they talk a little bit about that. Her and Karen, they make up. Good. And we actually didn't see that sit down between Mia, Gizelle, and Stacey, because Stacey was also there, but they did pan back to it to show us that that's where Gizelle had asked the question about the opioids and everything, and she asked it like in a clarifying, questioning manner. I think that's why she didn't actually sound like she was accusing somebody for the first time ever in her life. But Mia said that no, she didn't go to rehab. She was in the hospital because she overdosed. So yeah, that was how it really what she meant, I guess, in that interview. And Karen says that she feels like Mia has been coming for her like white on rice again. But yeah, they were able to squash it, I guess, for now. I'm not buying it though. And a producer had asked Mia how long ago was the opioid addiction, and she says it was right after Jassi. Is that her oldest son? I was so confused. I think that's her oldest son. And she says that she became, she had a C-section with him, and she had developed an addiction to the pain medication. In order to combat that is when she started to do the chiropractic therapy or care. So I'm like, I guess for once in my life, I'm like, I guess that makes sense. Okay, you better not be lying. You better not be lying about that, Mia. Like, you better not be lying about something like that, because no. Addiction is you better not be. I don't even know. Antiques. I don't know. Anyway, that's really it. Then let me hurry up and wrap this up, y'all. We got this sit down scene between Karen and her cousin David, and she's meeting with him because she needs all the support and love from her family and her ride or dies and all that. And last time they saw each other was the morning of her crash. And the main thing that we find out in this scene is that, one, he was on the phone with her when she had the crash, which they both get emotional over, of course. And that is wild. Wait, Karen did she incriminate herself again with that, y'all? I think she did, because, and I'm not saying obviously it's not illegal to be on the phone, but I'm just like, if you're letting it be known that you were also on the phone too, it's like they could probably maybe, I guess, use that against you too, to show like that you were even more distracted and just not focused and being safe and stuff like that. Like, I don't even think she should have said, oh boy. Anyway, Karen, you should have just sat this one out, mama. Like, why did you come back this season? I don't get it. You shouldn't have came. Anyway, he's concerned about her stress levels. She's wanting to work through her unaddressed grief. And she feels like she's been strong since the tax issue. Then her parents fell ill. The next step, they had to move and sell the house. And then she lost her parents. And so the night of her accident, she basically wants us to know that it was like everything coming to a head in that moment. And as much as I can understand that sometimes we can feel like we're being snowballed and, you know, just feel like it's you know, I turn around sometimes too. And yeah, if I full transparency, I'd be feeling like sometimes too, like I can't catch a break sometimes. Honestly, probably I've felt that more times than I care to admit in the last 4 years. But at no time in the last 4 years have I you know, had an infraction like this. And I'm not saying that because I'm perfect. I'm saying that to say it's just no excuse still. It's no excuse. And we expect better from you, Karen. We definitely do. We still don't know, you know, we don't know nothing yet. We gotta, you know, see this thing on through. But it's like, no matter how you slice and dice it, I just feel like this should have been avoided. And I don't feel like you're fully taking accountability. I don't. The scene with Karen and her cousin was to emphasize for Karen towards the viewing audience. Yes, it was. That's why she got, you know, her cousin, somebody who I'm so glad you said that, because yeah, I clocked it as soon as I saw them too. She can't, on another note though, she can't give me that little 2-piece green set that she had on because it was cute AF, and I know she's not gonna wear it again. But back to this. Yeah, it was just a time for her to lay out, because she gave us like I just said, the timeline of every crazy major life event that she's gone through. She really was trying to paint this story without, and she did it with somebody like her cousin who's not going to challenge her on it or call her out for deflecting or whatever. Yeah, that's exactly what she did. Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Karen in the word salad soliloquy. Yes. Oh my goodness. But she tries to say that she's focused on healing in court and she's placed her faith in God. Okay. Anyway, final scene we get is between Gordon, Mia, Ink, and the children in the next room. I'm purposely saying the children are in the next room. Yeah, I'm purposely saying that. So Gordon comes in and Mia wants them all to talk about boundaries and telling the kids what's going on with them. And Gordon's like, we're not talking to the kids about it. We're not. He immediately shuts the conversation down. And as they're kind of starting to exchange back and forth, because he also says that this isn't a matter he's going to talk about with Ink as well, and on camera, might I add. And as he's explaining this, Ink invites himself into the conversation, and he's claiming he's there to support Mia and, you know, all the good stuff, right? And Gordon's just not trying to hear that. He's not trying to hear that, y'all. He's refusing to do anything that supports this relationship. Like, he's able to be cordial and, you know, when the kids are around, but as soon as they're out, you know, out of sight, it is very much is up pretty much with Gordon is what he was saying. He's not going to be here for the bullshit. He's not about to play these games with Mia. Apparently the jig is up. And it's like one of the titles he tried to place on Ink is somebody who's trying to separate his family. But Ink, he was like, that, no. This was an expired situation even beyond me. So I'm like, okay, would I say two things can be true when it comes to that? I guess. So Gordon says that shortly after they got married, them two had an affair that resulted in a heaven baby. Shout outs to It's Rodney the Voice. And according to Ink, that was the first time he heard that news, was right there in that kitchen. And like he says that, and I call cap. Like he called cap on Gordon, I call cap on him. And that's also completely based on the fact that, did you guys peep Mia's face in that moment? She was like, yeah, you guys both knew that, like, this is not the first time you heard that, Ink, but try again. You see, that's why y'all together. Y'all both be lying. I figured it out. I figured it out. I figured it out. And then so they start going back and forth. Mia's trying to shut down the conversation because she realizes that she cannot, control and force him to do what she wants and stuff like that. And first storyline and all this stuff. And it's backfiring on her, basically. And yeah, she's just like very much like, stop, all this stuff. And that's why I said in the beginning, the kids are in the other room because Gordon winds up walking out, y'all. And that was after we seen the whole Ink saying that, because I think Gordon was like, you think Jeremiah's your kid? And he was like, oh yeah. And Gordon was just through with it once Mia was trying to make it about like his mental health and like she'd been holding him down or all these years, all the stuff. He's more fixated on the adultery component. He winds up walking out, and once he does, and they're sitting there trying to again normalize this and make us, shove it down our throats. He freaking like talks about how like, oh yeah, and, the profanity and kids in another room, and that's why. And I was just like, like I was like, why am I watching? Why do you guys subject us to watching this right now? Like, are you guys serious? I was so irritated. And I'm just like thinking too, I'm like, you say you don't want to be with him. He's over there in his own place now. Why don't you get rid of the alleged 22 locations and be done with it? Because what more is there really to say? Oh, I forgot. You don't want to be done with it because you need this in order to stay on the show. Because it could all be so simple, in my opinion. Move on then. Why do we keep needing out these conversations? I'm over it. I am so over it. She talking about the kids think that we best friends. Them kids, let me tell you this right now, y'all. Them kids are not stupid. It's actually the oldest one. And who was it? Somebody said that to me. Like, oh, I think it was somebody on Twitter was like, oh, we don't see the oldest son anymore or something like that. And I was like, I don't remember how old the oldest son is, but I'm like, I hope that has nothing to do with like, kids can be very mean. And I'm like, you don't know. I always feel bad for the kids in this situation before I feel bad for anybody else. And that's because this is making them, this could possibly get them like teased or, make them feel some type of way or get, bullied or anything. You never know how they're going to feel in this situation. And I just, it really annoys me. And I'm like, that better not be the reason why we don't see the oldest son no more or something like that. Like, I don't know. You never know. And I don't like people that just can't, I don't know. Like, if I can't figure out if you're telling the truth or not. Like, She said she can't be influenced anymore. She's lived with this for 11 years. She's not a 22-year-old girl anymore. And I was like, even that, I'm like, because Mia, if she wasn't lying, when she first came on the show, she was like a 38, right? She's been on for like, she's like 40, what? How old is Mia, according to Google? she be lying. See, because it says she's 39 and was born in 1984, but I promise to God she was 38 when she came on the show. Anyway, see, inconsistencies. But I say that to say, how long have they been together? Or like, that part didn't make sense to me either, because if she's like 22, I know you haven't, huh? It's just confusing. All her time, everything about that lady is confusing. Wait, I thought Jeremiah was the middle son, because Mia's oldest son is not by Gordon at all. I thought she had one from previous relationship, and then the two younger ones were supposed to be with Gordon, the daughter and the son, I thought that was Jeremiah. And I thought, because she said something about Jassi is, I guess, the other son. I thought I'm not yelling at you, Kevin, but like, this is what I mean. I'm so confused by everything when it comes to this woman, and it shouldn't be that confusing. Ugh. Anyway, y'all, I think I've been yelling too much because I think I'm losing my voice now. Gordon was up and stuck once the kids left the room, gave the side. When I tell you Gordon hit one of these and was just over there at the end as Ink is lighting candles and Mia's moving towards him like, so. And he probably, like, he knew that they were about to film. And so, like, he knew that this wasn't just going to be a drop off and, you know, a keep it moving type of situation. So he was very much over it right then and there, because I'm pretty sure this wasn't the first time that Mia tried to set it up to have this type of conversation on camera. Just so crazy. That final scene was like watching. It really was, especially in those earlier seasons and stuff. I was like, okay, is a fruit bowl about to get tossed or something? Like, it was just, oh my goodness. Nonetheless, though, although this scene or this episode was a little fillerish for me, I was still very much entertained, y'all. I would give it like a somewhere between a 6 and a 7, maybe like a 6.5. Yeah, I would give it like a 6.5. It wasn't terrible, but not too much happened. Nonetheless, be down here again next week. We got I'm still, oh boy, y'all. I'm still trying to thug it out with Roni. We got, you know, the Coastal Creeks panel again this week, covering the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Married to Medicine comes on Sunday. We got this going on. There's so much stuff going on, y'all. And as I said earlier, if you want to talk like all things Beverly Hills, or, you know, I even am live tweeting about other shows I watch and don't cover and stuff like that, make sure you are following me on X, Twitter, however you want to put it, at BarbMeetsWorld, as well as all my other socials are scrolling along the bottom. They'll also be in the description box as always. Do not forget to like the video, please, y'all. Yeah, please do not forget to like the video. I am so close to monetization, and I appreciate you guys. This is actually, like, I was officially, I want to say this is my 301st video too. So always appreciate you guys so much for showing up for me. Don't forget again to like, comment, subscribe, share. I appreciate Kevin and Kimmy and anybody else who was watching this. You guys always keep the chat so lively. Shout outs to everybody, 22 people now that are watching on X. Yeah, I appreciate you guys always, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.